Hey, what's up? This is the two-pet strategy for Jeremy Feasel, the Grandmaster Tamer out in Darkmoon Fair. And this video is meant for the Elekk Plushie achievement. It's not necessarily meant to power level your pets, but you could use a little bit of your own creativity and figure out how to swap these pets in and out and power level something like this. So I'm going to have three different strategies in this video because what I consider the best strategy is using a trading card game pet. So I don't like making strategies and videos using things that are only available to a small percentage of players. Even though this pet, when I got it, was relatively cheap, it was probably 3,000 gold in the auction house on a high pop server. But I don't know how supply and demand has affected the price on your own server. So with that said, I'll show the strategy with what I consider the best with the trading card game pet first, and then I'll show two other strategies that are pets that anybody can get and everybody should have as a collector. So we start off and we have the Landros Little XT, and I'm using Zap, Heartbroken, and Tympanic Tantrum. And then I have a Searing Scorchling, and I'm using the Flame Breath, Scorched Earth, and Conflagrate. And if you don't have a Searing Scorchling, you could use like a Fell Flame or just any kind of elemental that has those move sets. So I start off with Heartbroken. That way we get the damage buff up as quickly as possible. And then go straight into the Tympanic Tantrum. And that's going to do just a lot of AoE damage. And the way this strat works is to not necessarily kill the front pet as quickly as possible, but to just do as much damage to the back pets as possible. So then when the tantrum's done, just use a zap to finish off the eye, and then immediately swap to what would be your Elekk Plushie. So I'm just going to pass my turn. I'm stunned anyway, so I'm just going to pass it, and that would simulate using the hug pet swap ability that the plushie's going to have. And then bring in your Searing Scorchling, or whatever elemental pet you have, and then use Scorched Earth, and immediately follow it with a Conflagrate. Now Conflagrate hits 2 times if they're burning, and Scorched Earth makes it so all pets are as if they were burning. So it's pretty much going to kill them. It's going to leave a little sliver of life left, and just finish him off with a Flame Breath. And then the monkey comes out, he's going to stun you. Just pass. And you should have enough life left to take a hit from him, possibly 2 hits. And just put Flame Breath on him. If he kills you, it's no big deal. You still have your little XT pet alive. And the dots from the weather effect and the Flame Breath should kill him. And then you have 2 hits left on your mechanical pet to finish him off, and he only needs 1 hit to die, and his stun's on cooldown, so he should be good to go. Now the next strat that I'm using for this 2-pet strategy is an Iron Starlet. I think that's the name. I can't see it in the view window I'm looking at. And it's a double power breed, and I'm using the Wind Up ability, and then Toxic Smoke, and Supercharge. And then I have the Searing Scorchling again, the same moveset as before. So what I do first is I get Toxic Smoke up, and that's just to get the dot ticking on him. And then I go into the Wind Up, and that is because it just gives you 10% damage on everything, and that's including the dot that's ticking. And then I get Supercharge up, and that actually affects the dot too, and that will give time for the damage reduction debuff he has on you to wear off. So then I just cast a Toxic Smoke again, and I'm just going to kill him with Toxic Smoke, leaving Wind Up charged up. And we're saving that for the monkey. So let's finish that guy off with Toxic Smoke. And then you're going to swap out, and you're going to bring in what would be your Elekk Plushie. So I'm just going to pass a turn on that to simulate the pet swap from the hug. I'm going to bring in the Searing Scorchling now and use Scorched Earth. And then I'm going to hit him once with the Flame Breath, and that's to get the dot on him and to get his health low enough so Conflagrate, the first hit of Conflagrate, pushes him into his mechanical racial phase, and then the second hit will hit him after that phase. And then the 2 dots from the Weather Effect and Flame Breath will finish him off in that same round. So this guy, same thing again, just eat the stun, and if you can, try to get the Flame Breath dot on him. In my attempt, I didn't actually get that, but it doesn't matter. So now you're going to bring in your Starlet, obviously, and use Supercharge, and then use Wind Up. As you can see, he pushed me into the mechanical passive phase, so I'm on my last round to live, but that hit him for 2,800, so we one-shot the guy. So the last set of pets I'm going to show you guys is with the Infinite Whelpling, Tail Swipe, the Heal, and then Early Advantage. And I'm using a double power breed for him. And then I have a Dark Moon Tonk, and I'm just using the regular Missile, Shock and Awe, and Ion Cannon. So with this, you want to start off with Early Advantage. That's because he hits you first, and he puts a damage debuff on you, and the Early Advantage will hit harder than if you just used the Tail Swipe. And that's pretty important. So then we're going to use the Tail Swipe second, and then we're going to heal. And we're healing because we have the Dragonkin extra damage buff, but we don't want that right now. So then we Tail Swipe again to finish him off, and now we have the Dragonkin buff again. So this round we're going to use Early Advantage on the Tonk, and it's pretty much going to one-shot him. Now if he hits you with the stun first as his first move and you get stunned, you're probably just screwed and you'll have to do it again. So then we're going to bring in what would be our Elekk Plushie after we die. And I'm just going to pass on these rounds just to simulate you doing the hug swap with the Plushie. That actually took 3 rounds this time. Then I'm bringing in the Tonk, and I use Shock and Awe on him first just to try to get him stunned on his last round, just to take as least damage as possible. But it didn't work, but it won't matter, as you'll see. So then just use a Missile to finish him off. And then for this guy, you gotta eat the stun like always. And then use a Missile to get him low. I think you would want to get him lower than 1,098 is how much Ion Cannon hits for. So then I hit him with another Missile. I could have probably just hit him with Shock and Awe, but I was thinking it would hit him and keep him above the beast damage, the extra beast damage, but it doesn't matter. And then use Ion Cannon to finish him off once he's under 1,098. So that's it. That's 3 sets of pets that you can use to do this guy with 2 pets for the Elekk Plushie achievement. If you found it useful, hit that like button and leave a comment, subscribe.